Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Greg. As always, Dr. Marks. Now, quite frankly, this is an amazing subject. Can we trust the resurrection? So previously we talked about why the resurrection even matters, because Jesus validated Old Testament prophets. He verified parts of the Bible that we use today. He talked about specific things of his day, and he also talked about things that relate to us here 2,000 years later and our futures. So, with that being said, we're going to kind of look at some of the proofs, okay? We've broken this down into 8 main categories, starting with number 1, the empty tomb of Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing we have to say is that the New Testament documents that record this are the most reliable ancient documents ever written in any language. Mm-hmm. Nothing even comes close. So we have very, very reliable historical documents that tell us that this is what happened. And in those documents, it explains to us that the enemies of Yeshua, the enemies of Jesus, what they did is they heard Jesus say, "I'm going to die and rise again." So they went out of their way to try to prevent. So they went out of their way. And when I mean when they went out of their way, they really went out of their way. The first thing they did is they asked for and they got a Roman guard to guard the tomb where Jesus was buried.
Sure.
We got to talk about that for a little bit.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about, first of all, the Jews, mm-hmm. the specific Jews that did not believe Jesus to be the Pharisees, promised Messiah, yes. as the scriptures called for.
Right.
They didn't think he lined up with what their prophecies talked about. So they took him to the Roman or secular leaders of that time and basically said, "Crucify this man. We want him dead." Mm-hmm. Jesus knew this was part of the plan. So yes. He went with it. He died, and he specifically said beforehand, "No one takes my life.
I lay it down.
But I lay it down for my sheep."
Right.
AKA
us.
So when Jesus was crucified, they took him to this tomb. They put this massive stone in front of it.
Probably weighed about 2 tons.
Yeah, extremely heavy. And the Jews had the Roman government were in control of guarding this, right?
Yes.
And so the Jews wanted all this Jesus talk to end. If anybody wanted the Christians that were all excited about Jesus to hush, it was the Jews. And the Romans were even kind of getting a little concerned about it too.
Right.
But long story short, those two groups were not for proving a resurrection, right?
The Roman guards had exactly zero motivation to want to let the body be stolen. They had every motivation to keep it protected because this was causing unrest in one of their provinces. Sure. They had they were not in on this. And the Roman seal that they put over that tomb, it's a clay seal with ropes that went out like this. It was automatic death to break that seal. I mean, there was no trial. They would kill you for that.
And they didn't even just leave it alone.
Nope.
Not only did they put the seal, but they put Roman guards.
The Roman guards. Now we got to talk about that. These guys are the Navy SEALs of their day. These were the best troops on earth. These guys ruled the world for 1,000 years. They were the most disciplined troops in all of human history.
Sure.
And when I talk about disciplined, there's an archaeological thing out there we've discovered where they have a list of 40 different reasons that a Roman soldier could be executed, rules you could break that would cause your death as a Roman soldier. I mean, you didn't just get fined or put in prison if you broke the rules as a Roman soldier. No, they would kill you.
In other words, this is no joke.
No, it was no joke.
Take it seriously.
You break the orders that are given to you, they're either going to crucify you or they're going to burn you alive. And one of those things was you don't fall asleep at your post.
Sure.
Period. Okay, and they'd have sets of 16, but usually in sets of 4, so it could be up to 16 for a Roman guard. And one guy would be allowed to sleep, the other 3 are watching.
Sure.
Okay, and then they would rotate so that nobody fell asleep. That just didn't happen. They were the best of the best of the best, and yet the next day they had abandoned their post. That was a death penalty. Okay, they later claimed, well, we must have fallen asleep and they came and stole the body. Well, that's a death penalty, and they were willing to risk that. Why? Because their initial report was, We woke up in the morning and this guy came dressed in light and blew a 2-ton stone out of there, and a dead guy walked out, and we were freaked.